And take a look at this. An enthusiastic crowd welcomed Pope Francis when he celebrated Mass this morning in South Korea. He's reaching out to the country's young people. And Seth Doane is in Seoul, where Francis is also afflicting the comfortable, as he says. Seth, good morning.
That's right. Good morning. Here in one of Asia's largest economies, the Pope has been speaking out against consumerism and really leading by example. We saw him picked up at the airport in a very simple, boxy Kia Soul. And today there were weather problems when he was flying to Mass. He was supposed to fly to Mass in a helicopter. Instead, he got on the train, much to the surprise of other passengers on board. When Pope Francis arrived, the 50,000-seat stadium was packed, with the crowd chanting, "Long live the Pope." During Mass, he told the faithful that outwardly affluent societies are full of inner emptiness. In his closing prayer, he acknowledged a still raw wound for Koreans, the Seoul ferry disaster, which killed nearly 300 people, most of them high school students, on a field trip.
May this tragic event, which has brought all Koreans together in grief, confirm their commitment to work together in solidarity for the common good.
Pope Francis met privately with about a dozen survivors and relatives of those who died on board. Other families of the dead are staging a hunger strike to push the Korean government to pass a special law that would authorize an independent investigation into the sinking of the ferry. Some have been on strike for a day or two, but Kim Young-oh has been here for more than a month now.
These pants used to fit you, and now they're that loose?
He showed me how thin he'd become, subsisting on water and salt. His 16-year-old daughter, Yumin, was one of those killed. He's reading a book of the Pope's quotes and says he likes the concept of embracing those who have the least power. So he said, "I'm asking the Pope to embrace the bereaved families and not forget about us until the fight ends." The Pope has been speaking a lot about peace and reconciliation with North Korea and really targeting his message to young people, part of the church here, Ben, that is really growing.
A smart move by a very smart Pope. Seth, thanks so much.
You know, as much as the Pope says, it's the images that come out of these meetings. And of course, him riding in a Kia Soul.
Yeah, we've been looking at this for the last couple of minutes.
Is the actual name of this car. You know, the Pope Mobile costs like something like $500,000. This is a $16,000 car. And they were, it's advertised in Korea with the artist Psy. You know, so people are saying that the Pope went Gangnam style.
And people find this funny that this Pope is doing this, but he's a Jesuit, and the Jesuits take a vow of poverty. So to him, I think this is all very normal, and we think it's all very extraordinary.
Yes, and we may see him in Philadelphia next year.